Welcome to Massive Late Fee. And now your hosts, Mark and Carol.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Massive Late Fee. My name is Mark. With me as always is my throat dry girlfriend, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much.
Thought you weren't going to do that anymore.
Do what anymore?
You know what you did.
Well, I mean, when you cough and we have to restart the recording because you coughed right like that, right on the top.
Yeah, that's right. You know what? It's winter. I cough. It happens.
Yeah.
It's life.
It's the only time you cough is in winter.
Well, I cough more in winter.
Clear-throated the rest of the year.
Mostly. Yeah, weirdo.
Oh, I am a weirdo. So, Carol.
Yes.
We've got a big celebration coming up. Two big celebrations coming up.
Two. What are they?
Well, we've got our 200th episode. We've done more than 200 tapes, but
Oh yeah.
But of the main show, this is our 200th episode coming up.
Wow.
We're going to be expecting great things, so we're watching Great Expectations.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I guess.
It will be.
Charles Dickens is one of my favorite writers.
I know, which is why I don't know why you're acting like you're hesitating about Great Expectations.
Great Expectations is not one of my favorites of his books.
Aw.
It's decent, but I wouldn't call it outstanding. But it should be a good fun time. And then we also have, the week after that, we've got a Christmas party that we're attending. A family Christmas party. After the Christmas season, we're going to a family Christmas party.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all getting together. We're all getting together at my mom's house and having Christmas. So this is way after Christmas.
After Christmas.
That's right, but that's what happens.
Okay. It's odd.
Everybody's busy. And then January gets like, ugh.
So he's just,
by the way,
he's just laying this information on me right now.
By the way,
I had
it's
no idea.
January 31st, 1998.
Yeah, more than a month after Christmas.
This is when I can tell you, because then I won't get an argument. We're on the air. It's like talking about it in front of people.
Okay.
So you got to come with me to the family Christmas party.
Sure.
It's going to be fun, though. I'll bet you other people out there have family Christmas parties that are later than the holidays.
Not that late.
Holiday.
Not 5
celebrate.
weeks late. That's special shit only your family would do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, my family's the best in the world, isn't it? But you know what else is the best in the world? Odd Detective makes zero much more than nothing.
What?
Just listen to this. Think Sherlock Holmes as an amphetamine-popping agoraphobic, and Watson as his resentful, overworked, yet odd conduit to the world that terrifies him. And you've got the idea behind Zero Effect, a sharp, entertaining mystery comedy that never allows its considerable cleverness to become its point. Here's that 90s rarity, a mystery more interested in making sense than being cool.
See, I don't imagine that's true because they've got them popping amphetamines during the show.
Coolest of drugs. Amphetamines. You heard it here first. Carol endorses amphetamine use.
Well, I mean, don't you think that solving mysteries would be easier if you weren't on amphetamines?
He's agoraphobic, too.
It's all weird.
Yeah, they're
Complicated shit.
right. They're going for something complicated. Daryl Zero, Bill Pullman. You know Bill Pullman. While You Were Sleeping's own Bill Pullman.
Oh, yeah, I like him.
Spaceballs Bill Pullman. In fact, is the antithesis of cool. Ooh, ouch. Despite an underground reputation as the world's greatest detective capable of solving seemingly unsolvable cases without ever leaving his desk, Zero is a socially inept neurotic, if not a sociopath.
Dear God.
Thus his need for the cool, collected public representation of Steve Arlo, Ben Stiller. A lawyer who screens his clients, collects the necessary documents, and interviews witnesses. So, essentially, this is Bill Pullman sitting at his desk.
Yeah, this sounds awful.
Going over papers and being like, this guy did it.
See, having an agoraphobic person be the star of your show, that does not, that's a mistake.
It's tough. I mean, we have to see most of the world through Ben Stiller's eyes, then I guess, right?
I guess. But, I mean, he's just screening people. The fuck? Sounds awful.
Yeah.
Boring. No.
Well, it's rated R.
Okay.
But, yeah, I don't know. It seems interesting, but... Yeah, I don't know.
It seemed interesting until you pointed out that it's mostly at his desk.
Yeah. That's the one bit of news I have for today. I could talk more about Miss Monica Lewinsky, but I don't feel like it.
Interesting.
No,
what else do you have to say about her, though? Like,
No, I don't have anything else to say about it.
Right.
Trust me. There's enough people saying enough like horrible things about someone that didn't ask for this kind of publicity, but whatever.
you know what's awful is like everybody's talking shit about her, and you know she's got all this bad attention.
Sure.
I've had 2 different people come up to me this week and tell me I look just like her.
A bit. Not I wouldn't say just like, but a little bit.
It's like kind of upsetting.
Why? You both have dark hair. You both have curves.
Yeah, I guess.
You're better looking than she is.
Aw.
No,
thanks.
no offense, Monica Lewinsky, but I mean, this is my girlfriend. But speaking of love, I don't know if we consider what happened with Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton love, but
I think that's really up to them.
speaking of love, I feel a massive amount of love for you.
Do you? I
So-
feel love for you too.
So we're going to do some massive love.
Yay, my favorite.
Tender, loving care is what I have for you. I am a mature, full-figured white female. You are a generous white male.
Oh, she's looking for a sugar daddy.
Are you neglected at home?
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think she's a whore. She is trying to be a legal whore.
I want money, and I want to take care of you because you're neglected at home.
I want money and I won't tell your wife.
But, exactly. Well, she's got some tender, loving care. Some TLC.
I thought she was going to be like, I'm a nurse or something. Like,
What? Do you think nurses are just doing advertising in the Lonely Hearts section?
well, I mean, I think a
Tender
nurse
loving
could
care,
be.
yeah.
And I'm just saying, like, that's what I think of when I hear tender loving care. I think of, like, taking care of a person who's sick.
I think of TLC, the band.
Well, that too.
T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chili. That's what I think of.
Is that really their names?
Yes. Well, that's their stage
Well,
names.
obviously not their birth certificate names. Chili.
Welcome to the world. Chili, no last name. At your service.
Are you now?
Well, gay white male awaits your command. Loves to serve.
Oof.
Party gay white male relationship.
Why'd you say gay white male twice? That's a waste of money.
That's what it says, though.
It's such a waste of money.
At your service, gay white male awaits your command. Loves to serve. Then, comma, party gay white male, comma, relationship, comma, west side.
With side.
I have a hard time thinking that Tupac would be into this. But, yeah, what do you think about that? Awaits your command.
Well, I mean,
Here
obviously,
at your service.
obviously he's a freak, but like he can't put together a sentence either.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like he started out okay, and then he suffered brain trauma halfway through writing it.
Right?
He dictated it to somebody. Service. Oh, this rock.
Oh, jeez.
All right. I got another one here.
Alrighty then.
Extremely well built, intelligent, white Filipino male? I don't know. Seeks attractive, slim, curious, suburban dwelling, married white female.
Ugh.
Ooh, but I don't know what WPM means. White polyamorous male?
I don't know.
White promiscuous male.
That's a good. If anybody knows what WPM means,
But he's
let us know.
he's extremely well built.
Late fee 1994 at AOL.com.
There you go. Extremely well built.
Yeah, see, that's a turnoff to me.
Intelligent. Why?
When people are like,
I'm not extremely well
"Oh,
built.
I'm great.
Oh.
I'm awesome." Like that's how their ad reads. Like, read the beginning again.
Extremely well built.
Extremely well built.
Intelligent.
Intelligent.
WPM, whatever that means.
And then you can't even put together a word. WPM. Whatever. This guy is way too full of himself.
He likes to use adverbs, so that I'm out.
And he's looking to find a married chick. All these people looking to cheat.
Attractive, slim, curious, suburban dwelling married white female. Why does she have to be? If what you're looking for is a married, why does she have to be suburban dwelling?
He has a very specific fantasy.
I don't want any of those urban married women.
Yeah, well, no, because he wants her to be curious, so she's got to be like inexperienced but open.
Oh yeah.
So he's got the whole fantasy
He
thing in
wants
his
that
mind.
situation where he walks up behind her in the produce aisle at the grocery store. Right. She's holding like an eggplant or something like that. And it's like, here's how you tell if it's ready to go. You know, he's like stroking his hand up, like using her hand to stroke it up and down. Yeah. Standing behind her.
You don't know
Breath
anything
on his
about that fantasy there, do you?
I came up with it on the top of my head just now. Mm. That's how easy a man can come up with a fantasy.
Okay.
Are you jealous, ladies?
I can come up with fantasies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't read any of your fan fiction yet.
I haven't really gotten around to writing it yet, but it's coming. It's coming.
Well, that's what
Hard.
That's what fan fiction's meant for, right? 35-year-old full-figured single white female seeking black PM. So again, I don't know what that P means. 30 to 49 for friendship and romance. Enjoy cooking, movies, long walks, and romance. Spoil me.
No.
What is BPM and WPM?
I don't know. I mean, I think you might be right about the poly because it's not going to be race because they're saying they're white and black with the W and the B.
Right.
And then, I mean, what else could go there?
I don't know.
And,
Words per minute?
everybody's looking for cheating anyway, so polyamorous, why not?
Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, I don't know, because when I see WPM, I think words per minute. And when I see BPM, I think beats per minute.
Right?
Seeking a beats per minute of 30 to 40. Oh, you have to have bradycardia to go out with her. Beats per minute of 30 to 49, guys. Ooh.
Gotta be in super shape.
Right. For friendship and romance, enjoy cooking, movies, long walks, and romance. Spoil me. No?
No.
No spoiling?
No.
Well, you know what I don't want?
They fail. What?
You know what I don't want to spoil? The movie that we saw today. Despite the fact that it's 6 years old.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think most people have probably seen it by now.
So we didn't see anything in the movie theater that we were like, we want to see that.
No.
Everything that's out right now, we've already seen that we want to see, and everything else we're like, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about maybe seeing Fallen because, it looked kind of good, but we decided that Blockbuster was more our speed this week.
So we took a trip to Blockbuster, and we rented, I believe it's called Dr. Hollywood.
Doc Hollywood, and it took us freaking at least 20 minutes of walking around, looking at all the movies to decide what we were going to watch.
Come on. That's part of the charm of being at Blockbuster. I wanted to rent the movie. Here's my fear.
Okay.
And don't tune out, everybody. Keep listening, even though what I'm about to say. My fear is that our conversation about this movie might not be that interesting.
What?
Because we've both seen this movie.
Uh-huh.
We both like this movie.
Uh-huh.
And it's a good movie. And there's not much more. I hope we have more to say about it. But it doesn't seem like there's not that much more to say about it than that. What I wanted to rent was similar time period, a movie called Nothing But Trouble with Chevy Chase, Demi Moore, the late great Jonathan Candy, and Dan Aykroyd. And that movie is bonkers. And by the way, Tupac's in that movie. And it's like it's weird and like I don't even know what to say about it. But it, like Carol would have had an aneurysm, I think.
What? Why?
Watching the movie, and it would have been hilarious to hear her react to it.
Aneurysm. I don't think so. I'm sorry, I was in the
Late
mood.
fee 1994 at AOL.com if you want us to at one point watch the movie Nothing But Trouble.
I was in the mood for something familiar and happy.
Yeah, she was having one of those days where she needed something familiar.
Yeah, I needed the movie equivalent of macaroni and cheese.
She needed comfort.
Exactly.
And you got it in Dr. Hollywood.
I did. Because it's an awesome movie, and I want to talk about
All right.
it being awesome.
Well, let's talk about how awesome it is.
Okay.
You're up, Carol.
Michael J. Smith.
Michael, what?
Michael J.
Wait. Let's back up to a mistake that no human being has ever made in their entire life. Michael J. Smith.
It's Michael W. Smith and Michael J. Fox.
Who's Michael W. Smith?
A singer.
What?
A Christian singer.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah. I think that his name's Michael W. Smith. I don't even know.
So we've got the Michael W. Smith's like, we want to go back in time to the birth of Christ. Right?
No. But I mean,
Michael J. Smith, you said. I'm just fucking I can't even
you can't even
wrap my
You
head
can't
around it.
make
I can't even.
Can't make the words today.
Michael W. Smith. I've never heard of him, but you know, that doesn't mean anything. I'm not a huge fan of Christian rock.
Well, I'm not either, but you know, it's not like I've never heard it either.
No, I mean, I'm sure he was big too.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah, in the early 90s, like around the church, like people would listen to Michael W. Smith.
Sure.
So,
anyway, Michael Jerome Fox.
Is that really what it stands for?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, Michael J. Fox.
It should be Michael Jerome Fox. Actually, I think he wanted to originally go by, I think just Michael Fox, but I guess you know how the Screen Actors Guild is. There's already a Michael Fox or whatever in the Screen Actors Guild. And actually, this is a funny thing. Do you know what his middle name is? Guess.
David.
Oh my God, you're so close without knowing it.
Okay.
It's Michael Andrew Fox. The J is like, because I guess there was a Michael A. Fox too, or maybe he thought Michael A. Fox didn't sound as cool, but the J is an initial that is not in his name at all.
That's weird.
Yes.
A and J sound very similar, so I'm assuming it has to have already been taken.
Yeah, I guess so. Michael A. Fox.
See, my stage name
Michael W. Fox, yeah.
would be Lucretia.
Lucretia. Yeah.
Just Lucretia.
Lucretia, one word.
It's my middle name.
A mononym.
And I love it. But, like, there are a bajillion, you know, carols with my last name. And there were a bajillion carols with my, like, what?
There are things I want to say about stage names that I would give you.
I don't think I like that.
No. Nothing that I can say that's not highly offensive.
Anyway, I was trying to say that Michael J. Fox was the star of this movie.
Yeah, good.
And that he's amazing.
And that he sung a hymn in the middle of the film.
Ha 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 ha. Like, you know, he's been in everything, so like everybody knows him.
He's good, yeah. He's good. And
What?
that was the most, like, I didn't even know where that came from, what you just said. Like, are you on autopilot? Don't worry about it. Are you on autopilot or whatever. He's been in a lot of things, and everybody knows him.
You spilled something, okay? He spilled something, and I'm supposed to just pretend like he didn't spill something.
I think you just want to. I think you want to gloss over the fact that you just said something dumb.
I said something dumb because I'm distracted by your clumsy ass.
Whatever. It's fine.
Okay, and then Woody Harrelson, also an awesome actor.
He's been in things, right?
He's been in things like Natural Born Killers and Cheers.
I wanted this to be a prequel to Natural Born Killers.
That would have been awesome. But okay, so Doc Hollywood has Michael J. Fox.
Please. Dr. Hollywood. This movie didn't go to 8 years of medical school to be called Doc.
Trying to get across the country to a job interview. Mm-hmm. Why didn't he fly? He's a doctor. He has money. He hasn't gotten the job yet.
He wanted to tool around in the country in that Porsche Speedster.
I guess.
1956.
I mean, if he'd invested in a plane ticket, we wouldn't have a movie. So, I mean, I guess that's why, but it seems kind of dumb. Like,
Yeah,
if you were going...
He went to the airport and they were like, no, sir. I'm sorry, Michael W. Fox. If you... if you buy this ticket, we won't have a movie. And he was like, oh, you're right.
But, so yeah, he's driving across the country. He's got to get to New York? Or no, Los Angeles by Tuesday.
He's going from Washington, D.C., Washington District of Andrew, actually, weirdly.
We have no idea what day it is when he leaves, but we know he has to be there by Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And as he's driving, he sees a woman walking across the road with a goat.
Yeah, she was an angel. That's later what we found out.
Sure. And he swerves to not hit her, and he runs over some dude's fence.
He runs over the murderous neighbor from Home Alone's fence.
Right. Who, it turns out, is the mayor. No, not the mayor, the judge.
Yeah. Here comes the judge.
So he gets sentenced to do community service as a doctor in their hospital.
For 32 hours.
Yeah. Which
I want to point out that this is a horrible miscarriage of justice.
Yeah.
Because this judge absolutely 100% should have recused himself.
But who else is going to do it?
I don't know, but he's not fit to try. He has a personal vested. He is the injured party,
right,
in this case, and he's the judge.
He's like, you can't pay me for a fence I built myself. Like,
he should have.
Fuck.
He should have appealed that decision to the county judge or something like that. Or I guess that was the county seat, to the state, the state. Appellate court, Supreme Court, or whatever.
How long would that take?
But he should have done that because this is a clear mistrial.
Yeah, but it's just a nightmare he's stuck in because he's not going to go through all that.
Now he saw someone's boobs, so that's why he decided to stay.
Well, no, he stayed initially to do the community service. Then he saw the boobs.
Yeah, I guess. But
he does see a nice pair of boobs. I gotta admit, those were nice boobs. You don't think so? I mean, we only see silhouettes, but I thought they were pretty good.
Full on. Silhouette in the dream, but full on the next day.
Oh, okay.
She's just out there, and she's like, well, if you're a doctor, I ain't got nothing you haven't seen before.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
Like, I've seen a Playboy before. You gonna walk around me naked?
Right. Yeah, most adult people have seen naked people.
Yeah.
That's just how life goes.
That doesn't mean you should walk around naked. What a weird fucking bohemian point of view.
Yeah. Why was she just naked in front of it wasn't even the hospital. It's like his house. Like the house they gave him to live in.
She was swimming in Dawson's Creek.
Right? It's horny creek.
It made her horny, so.
It was very weird.
No, the David Ogden Stiers is the mayor from MASH.
Yeah.
And he brings him to the house. He's like, here, come with 3 ladies. One of them's horny.
Not telling you which one.
3 old ladies.
Yeah, it was funny.
One of them's from the show 227.
What's that?
It's a TV show.
Never heard of it.
Well, I guess you're not a Marla Gibbs fan, but
okay.
You don't know Jack A.
So these 3 ladies bring him multiple meals.
Multiple meals?
Multiple meals.
Okay.
Like each of them brings him a full dinner.
Yeah.
including one hungry man dinner, which was hilarious.
And Uzo.
Yeah. And then they're quilting, and he's under their blanket, and they give him Uzo. It's all weird. It's very weird.
Yeah.
And, like, they don't
It's a
even
weird
live there.
small town.
They don't even live there. Why are they hanging out? Like, let the man go to sleep.
They're the welcoming committee.
Weirdos. I feel like they molested him. Like, they
Probably.
drugged him with
After he fell
Uzo.
asleep.
And then they did things to him under that quilt that we don't want to know about.
Wow.
And that's why he had those dreams.
Well, apparently it's some sort of you dream about the person you're going to marry or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
And he dreamed about this person he couldn't know existed.
Yeah, that's weird. Although I've heard of that happening before.
Have you?
Yeah, my cousin's friend dreamt about her husband before she knew him. And then when she saw him, she was like, I know you.
Yeah, okay.
It happened.
A lot of times we fill in details in dreams when we wake up, you know?
Okay, but she didn't know him.
Okay, whatever. You were going to tell me something last week, and I don't remember what it was now.
Oh, I don't know.
Last week you were like, oh, somebody did this or whatever, and I was like, who the fuck did this? And
Look, you're going to have to listen to the tape, I guess, because I don't remember either.
I guess so.
But, yeah, so he wakes up all hungover or still drunk or whatever, and
Uzo.
finds the naked woman swimming outside, and she was supposedly in his dream, so
Yeah.
whatever. Turns out she's the ambulance driver.
Yes, her name's Lou.
Yeah.
Valula or whatever.
Yeah, Vailula. Like, what kind of name is that?
It's a southern name.
Is it?
Yeah.
Have you heard this name before?
Oh, of course.
Really?
You ever been to South Carolina?
No.
No, don't go. No offense, South Carolina.
I really haven't been to the South
South,
much.
South Carolina's a powerful, nice place. We love you in South Carolina. You know we do. John Cullum's from South Carolina.
Who?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think he is actually, but
Anyway.
he played Holling on Northern Exposure. Yeah, the one that was dating the young blonde woman.
Oh, the old guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
I know who he is.
He was also in an episode of Quantum Leap called Catch a Falling Star,
You love talking about Quantum Leap.
where he was in Man of La Mancha.
Yeah. I kind of remember that.
Dulcinea.
Anyway.
You know what I love talking more about than Quantum Leap, though?
What?
Saying Elsewhere.
This is what I live with. Day in, day out.
You were supposed
This
to.
fucking freak who had to sit here with a hidden tape recorder ready to go just to mess with us. You weirdo.
I got you all too. You thought I would never do it again, but I got you all.
Let it go, man. Let it go.
You should have seen the dancing I was doing while it was.
Oh, he was
while it
so
playing.
happy. So happy with himself.
While we have a moment of pause here, though, we have some. Here is a place where we may insert some ads for you guys.
Okay.
So why don't you listen to some things? Hi, everybody. It's your favorite podcasters, Mark and Carol from Retro Leafy Podcast.
Hey, what's up?
We're just popping in here real quick to let you know about our Patreon, patreon.com/retrolatefee. Do you love Retro Late Fee and just wish there was always more? Because there is more over there. We've got Back into the Future, where we talk about stuff from nowadays.
Right.
We've got Lost in Time, 1 Day, 1 Year, and we record our thoughts on that like it's the regular podcast.
Maybe we'll do Shakespeare someday.
Exactly. And as a special for you guys, if we get 100 Patreon subscribers, Carol, tell them what they'll get.
Some of you have asked about bringing back the mixtape. The Mixtape is where we talk about music that's popular 25 years ago. And it was actually one of my favorite segments to make. So I would love it if you guys would subscribe so we can make it again.
Yeah, if we get 100 Patreon subscribers, we will bring back the Mixtape. So go to patreon.com/retrolatefee. Help support us and this beautiful creation that we put out for you every week.
So we can keep making more and more episodes. Soon it'll be every day.
All right, now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Later.
Throw on your Jinkos, Baby Tees, and Doc Martens, grab your Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper, and join Jackie and Danielle on a journey to the late 90s as we reminisce about the movies of our youth on the No More Late Fees podcast. Don't forget your flannel and butterfly clips. And remember, be kind and rewind.
All right, well, those were probably fantastic ads that we sold for a pretty penny.
I'm sure they were fantastic.
Anyway, back to Dr. Hollywood.
So they have one doctor in this town already.
Yeah.
Who,
Doc Hogue.
Yeah, who's like super old and probably should have retired already. Mm-hmm. And he seems mean.
Well, he's gruff.
Yeah. And I don't really understand why they're like, oh, we definitely need you to be our doctor here,
He's
though.
old. And unpleasant. That's how they say both those things. He's old and unpleasant. And then David Ogden Stiers says, look, he's not long for this world or whatever. He's going to die.
Yeah, I understand they want him to stay permanently, but since he was only ordered to do community service as a doctor, it seems stupid. Because it's not like they had nobody. It's not like and all the people come running. Like, does Doc Hogue just not work?
Yes.
Well, that's stupid.
You didn't see the sign? That Nurse Packer or whatever picks up the sign, which is so funny. It's a piece of paper with his picture on it. He took the time to print out somehow from a computer. Like, he must have went to a library, but he took the time to print out a page with his picture on it that says, "Reasons to call me. You have been shot. You have been stabbed. Exsanguination. Whatever, you're having a stroke, a heart attack. Big, big things. Other than that, leave me alone." He is there for emergency only.
That was for the doctor, though, not for the patients, right? Like,
No. That's for everyone.
Huh.
That's why when they heard... Yeah, because why would it be worded like that? Doctor, if you're stabbed or shot, call me. So that's for everybody. He has worked so long for so many years, and he's so old, he doesn't want to do it anymore.
Well,
he wants to be retired. So essentially, he's like, well, I'm the only doctor here, though, so I guess I have to be here in case of emergencies. But other than that, don't bother me.
Yeah, okay.
So once they found out, and, some of them talked to him on the phone. Like, that seemed like a big thing, where they'd call him up and they'd be like, "Doc, I have this infection. What should I do?" Mm-hmm. Stick some coal tar on it.
Yeah, that's awful. So, yeah, this doctor's a nightmare. They have a case where a kid comes in, and he's all blue and having trouble breathing. And, I think I want your, take on this, because, I can see both sides. Where he thinks this is a real emergency, and he's used to dealing with emergencies.
Right, because he's been in the emergency room for the past 18 months.
Right.
Doing his residency.
So you hear hoofbeats, you think horse, not zebra.
Sure.
And so he's like, this is an emergency, call the hospital, have him send the helicopter, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And then Doc Hogue's like, give him a Coke.
Right.
Now, I feel like Doc Hogue should have explained himself.
Yeah, that would have been helpful.
Instead of just saying, give him a Coke.
But in Doc Hogue's defense, the nurse called him. Mm-hmm. And he said to her, he probably has a stomach ache, give him a Coke. And that's what she told the doctor.
Right.
That's what she told Dr. Hollywood. So he came to the phone and did not let Doc Hogue speak at all.
Oh, that's true.
He was like, look, it's big boy medicine time or whatever. He's got a mitral valve prolapse. You should have, or regurgitation or whatever. You should have, maybe if you knew more what the fuck you were doing, you would have diagnosed it before, but we're sending him to Athens General. We're cracking his chest open. He's a regular fucking doctor. Get your ass over here. And then he hangs up the phone. That's how that conversation went. There's no way he had a chance to talk. Then he races up there, and then he goes up to the kid, and he's like, you gave him, whatever, this Helmate antacid. You gave him too much, so he's turning blue. Because it's from the dye or whatever in the thing.
Which is the thing that, only the small town doctor would know.
And then he got into his daddy's chaw, which is why he's having trouble breathing and feeling sick and shit.
I don't understand why chewing tobacco, which I'm assuming that's what chaw is,
Yes.
would make you have trouble breathing.
Well,
It's not like he was smoking.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. That's the one thing. I don't know enough about doctrine,
Right.
as they call it, to really know. But that was the one. Everything else seemed pretty well explained. That was the one symptom he came in with that I was like, well, where'd that come from?
Yeah, he was
It
like wheezing.
He's got diarrhea and his stomach hurts and he's turning blue, which is all explained. But he was also, like you said, going like that.
Right.
Like, where is that coming from?
Oh, maybe the kid just, was hamming it up.
Maybe, I don't know.
I want to know, too, though, how the doctor thinks that he can diagnose this very serious heart condition by listening to the kid's chest one time.
That is the other thing. You would need
Tests.
yeah. Like, I would assume x-rays or some kind of scans or something.
Probably, consult a cardiologist. Like, I don't think you'd just be like, oh, it's for sure this heart thing.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Maybe take him to the hospital.
Sure.
To the full-service hospital if you think it's something serious. But not say, hey, we're prepping him for surgery. Let's fucking go. Open him up. It would be more like he needs to see a cardiologist who specializes in this stuff at the hospital where they have the full gamut of tests and everything. Give him the whole workup. I think it might be this.
Yeah.
And I mean, what were his stats? Like, they didn't tell us that. What was his blood pressure? What was his pulse rate?
Did they even check it?
What was his blood oxygenation level?
Right.
How were his waves, his P waves and all that stuff, the cardiac waves, right? Because there's and we know they can test for that because later they do.
Yeah, but I bet you Doc Hollywood didn't know they could test for that
Maybe not.
yet, anyway. But yeah, so, I mean, they were both wrong, they were both right, whatever. The kid was fine.
Yeah, they're butting heads because they're one's older and set in his ways in small town, and the other one's big town.
And he has no idea how the small town works.
Exactly. He needs John Mellencamp to walk through the movie with Michael W. Smith being like, educated in a little small town.
Oh, jeez.
And Michael W. Smith can be like, and educated in the church, or whatever he says. I don't know.
Oh, my goodness. So then there's, of course, the romance, where...
Bridget Fonda.
Is that her name?
That's the one that wants him, yeah.
That's not Lou.
No, that's the other one.
Okay. Well, that's not what I was going to talk about, but okay.
Henry Fonda's daughter or whatever. Or Peter Fonda's daughter? I don't know. One of the Fonda's daughters.
She's another horny one. She belongs on the creek.
She does, yeah. But anyway, so, yeah, she's the mayor's daughter.
Yeah, well, she's got, the wanderlust wants to get out of the small town.
Right.
And she's asking him about, the big city, and he's like, oh, it's great. And he's like, you should go. And she's like, with you?
Right.
Like, what a freak.
Is that a proposition?
Yeah, like, no, obviously not. Like, what the fuck? And, I don't know, everybody in the town's just a little weird and inappropriate. Do you think that's just, like, they've all spent too much time together?
Yes,
I don't know.
100%. Having grown up in a small town, although not quite the same, because it's not a rural small town, but having grown up in a small town, that's what small towns are like. I mean, it's a little bit exaggerated, but that's what small towns are like.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody's business and stuff. They do the big cliche thing where it's like the mayor's like, I'll bet you $10 you can't fuck Lou. And he's like, oh, I can get it done in a week or whatever. And then Lou later's like, "Oh, I'd hate for the mayor to lose $10 on my account."
You know, I'm glad though they didn't take it too far. Like
I
sometimes
agree.
they take it where it's like, "Oh, I hate you. How could you bet over me or whatever?" She's just like, "Yeah, whatever. I know, haha," and that's the end of
Right,
that.
yeah.
And she's not, and she's still interested in him.
Somewhat, yeah. She has a daughter.
Yeah,
She's resistant.
she is resistant, but she also is very obviously into him.
Yeah.
And I think she's just scared.
Well, it's Michael W.J. Fox. I mean,
Shut up.
it's Michael W.S.J. Fox. Wall Street Journal Fox.
Anyway,
Yeah, go ahead.
she, I think she's just scared because she did go away to New York and was with some dude and got pregnant. And
A Chippendales dancer,
Yeah.
and she was a bartender. She makes him a slow screw,
slow, comfortable screw up against a wall.
Yes,
yeah.
which is slow gin, like from that's a type of gin. Slow, whatever. Anyway, slow gin, Southern Comfort, so slow, comfortable. Screw for screwdriver, so it's orange juice and vodka is also in this drink, and then whatever's in a Harvey Wallbanger, but I can't remember what's in that.
Okay.
But that's the other thing in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea that there was a reason for the name. I just thought it was a interesting.
Oh, there's a
name.
reason for all the Sex on the Beach. There's triple sec in there, so that's where they get the sex from and stuff. Yeah, that's all those names come from somewhere.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's all bartenders do, or mixologists or whatever do, is they look at the different names of the liquor and they try to come up with puns.
So what about like I don't know, a strawberry daiquiri?
Well, okay, daiquiri is just a Spanish word,
Okay.
and strawberry is a fruit,
That is, yes.
but technically not a berry.
Whatever.
But a banana is technically a berry. So is a pineapple. Anyway, so let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Guess what? A tomato is technically a berry as well.
So weird.
Yes, I am.
So while he's trying to work off his community service hours, his
Yes.
car also needs to be repaired.
Yeah, because it
And-
crashed into a fence.
He still wants to try to make it to this job interview. He was supposed to be there Tuesday, but he calls and says, "Hey, I'm not going to make it for Tuesday. Can I make it Friday?"
And
But
they're like, yeah, whatever.
then like he's not going to fucking make it Friday either. It takes forever to get his car fixed.
Yeah, well, yeah, they need to send out to Oregon for this fuel pump or something like that needs to get replaced.
And then there's this kind of funny, this whole thing where like everybody's exchanging things because he doesn't actually have the cash.
Yeah, he's got a check or credit card, but they don't take that shit. They take cash.
Yeah, and he can't get the cash. Like, what do you do? Like, I don't even know what to do in
Apparently, you
that
obtain
situation.
a pig.
Right?
Because the guy whose foot he fixed gives him a pig, and he's like, here, take this pig. And he's like, all right. So then he trades the pig for the part that he needs. But they're going to butcher the pig. And all of a sudden, this woman that he likes and
Lou.
her daughter are emotionally invested in this pig.
The daughter likes pigs.
Yeah, and Lou's a vegetarian.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. She's very much against like any kind of eating or killing of meat.
Yeah.
To
So
the point that she wants to run around in the forest pissing all over the place.
yeah, well, that's the best part of the movie is the romantic peeing montage.
Ugh.
Every romantic comedy needs a peeing montage.
You know
Where
that
they're-
was somebody's happy wet dream.
where they're apparently, I guess, they're running around pissing all over plants to scare away deer from the hunters, and like we get this loving shot of them in the background, and in the foreground a plant that's just dripping with
Ugh.
urine, and it's like, what the fuck? I sent an apology letter to Quentin Tarantino for his foot fetish. Like, this is not bad, Mr. Tarantino.
No.
Keep showing feet in your movies. Sorry.
Please. Yeah, I'll look at feet all day, and I don't have to look at
Holy
piss.
shit. It's like a German directed this. Anyway, no offense, Germany. We know that you love us in Germany, so. Tag. What? Wie geht's? Wie geht es? Oh, Carlo, was ist denn los?
I have no idea what the fuck you're saying, and you know it. Anyway.
Kerl ist ein Stern.
Como se dice?
What? Come to the discotheque? Is that what you said?
I said, how do you say?
Anyway, go ahead.
I don't remember what I was trying to go ahead with.
Peeing.
No.
No, they're exchanging the pig. So then he's got to go to the butcher, and the butcher's like, well, let me tell you something. I'll give you the pig back if you spend, I don't know, a couple hours carving meat for me.
Right.
So it's like, okay, whatever.
So in the end, he gets his car part by butchering.
Yeah, for a couple hours.
Yeah.
That pig had to be worth like $1,000.
Wow.
The meat for that pig, 100%.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, okay, so they order the car part, but still, he's going to be late.
Yeah, but he's got the pig, and he gives it to the girl.
Yeah. They have a big festival.
Yes.
And
They have a certain type of squash, which looks like an orange zucchini. But apparently it was going to the Chicago World's Fair at the same time the zucchini was going, but their shipment got derailed, and then people fell in love with the zucchini, I guess. I mean, like, I don't know anyone that loves the zucchini necessarily.
Right.
But
I like zucchini bread.
yeah, it's okay. But anyway, so they were like, "Oh, we would have been the biggest fucking town in the world if that had gone to the World's Fair in like the 1800s." But alas,
It's weird. But yeah, they have this nice big festival to celebrate their fucking zucchini or whatever.
yeah, squash.
Squash festival, yes. And you can see, he's falling in love with the town, and he's getting comfortable there, and he's falling in love with Lou, and she's falling in love with him.
And Woody Harrelson's falling in love with himself.
Yeah. She invites him out onto a boat, Miss Lou,
Yeah.
and tries to give herself to him,
Oh yeah.
and he won't have it. He's like, I can't do this.
He won't have it. He said, I talked to Paul W. Smith, and he said premarital sex is no, Lou.
I mean, I think he was really falling in love with her, and he didn't want it to be a one-night stand. She's like, I'm just not used to being a one-night stand, but it's
Right.
okay. And he's
Yeah.
like, nah, I don't want that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was kind of sweet or whatever.
I think he was scared to have sex in a boat.
That would be scary. Like, you
Yeah.
fall over.
Exactly.
So instead, he's like, I'm going to run away. So he breaks into the car place because his car's fixed.
So weird.
Like, yeah, and it's shitty.
Just
like,
wait.
yeah, leave in the morning, you freak.
What are you, fucking Art Modell moving the Baltimore Colts under the cover of darkness?
But it's kind of a good thing he does it, because on his way out of town, he runs into a pregnant patient who's in labor.
Yeah. Breach.
That was a very tense scene,
He's got to put the chains on her.
but it doesn't sound like it went right.
No. No, but it all works out.
But I mean, like, he said, I have a leg. Like, I thought that he
We're gonna
was
cut this
turning
piece
the
off.
baby around. He said he was turning the baby around.
He was supposed to be.
And
Sometimes
instead,
sometimes the babies don't turn.
oh God, I mean, like, wouldn't limbs rip? Like, I mean, the whole thing just makes you want to
No.
vomit.
No, they don't rip. What are you talking about? Baby's not made of paper.
It doesn't sound good. Just one leg's coming out. What happens to the rest of the baby?
The other leg comes out too. It's not like he's not gonna fucking wishbone this kid.
And it's shoulders, like it's arms, like
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, I don't know much about doctoring, but for the most part, a woman can just have a baby on her own. Doesn't really need a doctor. I mean, obviously, better to have a doctor, safer. Don't,
I don't know about on your own.
have doctors. Well, they used to do it. What I'm saying is the body does most of the work, right?
Right.
But the shoulders, that's the part, because the shoulders are the widest part of the baby. So you get the head through, right? And then they always tell you, don't push. They're like, push, 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 head comes through. The head's all the way through. The baby's mouth is open to the air. Baby can breathe. And they say, wait. And they turn the shoulders. They kind of like you're getting a chair around the corner or something like that, right? They just turn the shoulders a little bit so they can go one out, the other out. Then when the shoulders come out, the baby just like zips right out because the rest of it is like small compared to the head and shoulders, right? So yeah, the shoulders, that's the toughest part. And breech, I would imagine it would still be the toughest part, but you'd have to get both legs at the same time. Like one leg was probably coming out, they grab the other leg, and then you got to get it out fast because you don't want the baby to start sucking in fluid from inside, right? So that's why the head is supposed to come out first. So then you got to quickly turn the shoulders and get the baby out. You got to get the baby out of there quick if it's breech.
It just sounds awful. And, like, I know it's, got to be super painful for the woman, like, even more painful than normal.
Yes.
Ugh.
And to me, that's probably the biggest risk is for the mom. Because you don't want tearing and stuff like that.
Oh, I'm sure there had to be tearing. Anyway, let's not think too much more on this.
Yeah. No time for an episiotomy. Don't look that up at the library, anybody.
Right. But there is a semi-truck coming while he's, helping deliver this baby in the back of their car.
And this dude's just falling asleep at the wheel.
Yeah. And, like, the doc had abandoned his car in the road to go help them, and so he just left his brand new, fixed, nice car in the middle of a road, and it gets T-boned.
Now, what I want to see is the judge the next day and that truck driver before the judge saying, well, we need drivers in this town.
Right.
You're sentenced to 46 hours of driving for us. Aw, nuts.
That would be funny. But, I mean, like, what's really sweet is that the whole town chips in to get him a plane ticket so he can go to his interview.
And he does go to his interview. And it's the big reveal. And, I mean, God love him. But at this point, he is essentially just a punchline when he's in a movie now, I guess. But it's a big reveal. He turns his chair around. This big doctor they've been talking about the whole time is George fucking Hamilton. George fell asleep on a tanning bed, Hamilton. It's the tannest man in the world. He's an actor.
I have no idea
He played
who he is.
Zorro the Gay Blade.
Yeah, that doesn't help me.
He was an actor in like the 50s and the 60s and stuff, but he's a very tan man.
Okay.
But yeah. So anyway, he's the doctor, and he's like, "Oh, Doc, you think you're gonna get special treatment because we went to the same, we grew up in the same town, because I knew your father, because I'm delivering all this backstory to you right now, inartfully?" And he's like, "No, of course not." And he's like, "Yeah, well, Doc Hogue said you're the best, so I guess you're in."
Which is weird because he doesn't know Doc Hogue. So why does he care?
I expect him to be like Doc Hogue was the doctor that I interned under or something like that.
Yeah, like there'd be some reason he'd listen, but
no.
He just does.
He's just like, another doctor vouched for you, so you're in. Everybody else, they were way more qualified than you, but no doctors like spoke up for him.
Right. So it shows like this montage of, his life being empty now.
Yeah, because he's sucking fat from people and stuff.
Yeah, and like the doctor's telling him too, like there are some, things that we do as plastic surgeons, because that was what the job was for, that do matter, like fixing cleft palates and things.
Right.
And I would imagine
lips and everything.
Yeah, and I would imagine that would be true. It's like, so, 90% of what we do is just this, and it's like liposuction.
Yeah, liposuction, breast implant. We don't see breast implants, but it's like, that's got to be part of it too.
Right.
But like, yeah, he goes, this is a volume business. And they're just going from surgery to surgery to surgery to surgery, just like bang, 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 bang.
And then he's like, let's go golfing.
Yeah.
And they're making a ton of money, and he like has this beautiful view of the city, this nice apartment, but he's all alone.
Yeah.
So,
he goes back.
Well, he doesn't. That girl that liked him a lot,
Bridget Fonda.
Yeah, she and Hank, who liked Lou,
Woody Harrelson,
they show up and tell him that they're together now, that they took what they thought his advice to them was, and they left the town.
The first time I saw this movie, I thought that they were together. I thought they said they were together, but they never do. I think it's just implied they are together.
Oh, maybe they're not.
They might not be. I don't know.
Maybe
but
they just left together.
I think they should be.
Yeah, I mean, they're similar kind of people. But he thinks that Lou's going to marry Hank when he leaves. She tells him that.
Yeah, well, that's to get him to leave.
Yeah, so he realizes she's, not married. She's there alone, and he's like, fuck this, I'm going there. So that's how it works out.
Yeah, and then Bridget Fonda says, "Oh, is that a celebrity?" And he goes, "No, it's not a celebrity. It's Ted Danson.
That was funny.
I worked with him in a bar once." And then he looks at the camera and winks.
Right.
So this movie is a Frank Capra movie.
Okay. I don't really know what that means.
Frank Capra directed It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Never saw that one.
It's very good. Also Jimmy Stewart. Very good. Actually, it's my favorite of the Frank Capra movies. But in the 40s and the 50s and stuff, he directed movies like that where Mr. Smith Goes to Washington is about a young man youngish. It's Jimmy Stewart, so he never looked that young.
Right.
But a young man who gets elected to the Senate, elected to Congress from this small little town, and he goes to Washington and is, overcome by all this corruption and everything like that, right? And so it's like he's fighting against insurmountable odds to do good in the world, right? So Frank Capra, that's his movies were always about little guys that made a big difference in everybody around them, right? Like idealistic, nice guys, and very Americana and all that kind of stuff, right? So this movie is in that same, this is a very Frank Capra-esque movie.
Right.
And it's, to me, I don't want to say it's a pale imitation, but to me, it's it's Capra-esque, but it's I don't know, it's anodyne. It's not, it's fluff. There's a lot of fluffiness there to me. However, the charm of Michael J. Fox, because it's a largely inoffensive, just kind of blah film, right? Mm-hmm. On the page. But the charm of Michael J. Fox goes a long way in this movie.
Yeah, I guess.
To carrying this. And the great supporting characters, Woody Harrelson and Bridget Fonda, and I don't know the woman who plays Lou, but she's also very good in the movie. But these, and David Ogden Stiers, obviously. But these, all these people, their acting ability, it raises up this material, I think. Because this easily, if Michael J. Fox is in this movie, I really feel like this movie is not a nothing, nothing to me.
I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed the story.
It's a decent story, but it's a very dull Capra-esque kind of story. When you really drill down to it, there is not a lot of new ground being covered here.
Okay. But it feels good. It's a feel-good movie. It made me feel good, and I needed to, so I don't care.
But Michael J. Fox is what makes it interesting.
Okay.
To me.
You're probably right.
Yeah, of course I am. It's me. So what did you feel about it?
I already told you I like it a lot.
All right, good.
It was a very comforting movie. I enjoyed it. It made me happy. What did you think?
I thought it was good. I think we had a decent discussion.
Yeah.
I still think it would have been better to watch Nothing But Trouble. But
okay, next time we can't figure out what to watch, we can watch Nothing But Trouble.
All right. Well, anyway, that is the episode for the week. Carol, I don't know, tell people things.
So you can write us at latefee1994@AOL.com.
Yes.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com and share the tapes with your friends.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.